Welcome back to another episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. It's me, Ryan C. Greene. So excited to have you here for another episode. I'm glad to be back with you. We are ready to get rolling into another great week. I'm excited about all that's been happening. Hopefully you've had a successful week since the last time you listened to our last episode. And we're going to jump right in. Before we're not going to jump right in. We're not going to jump right in. We've got some housekeeping. Want to make sure that you all know to go follow me everywhere on social media at Raji Speaks. So anywhere on social media, you want to go to at Raji Speaks. You can follow me there. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening right now. Go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the follow button, whatever it is on your podcast player, so that you can go ahead and subscribe and leave a 5-star review for us so that we can help grow this podcast and our network and our audience. So do that for us. That'd be great. Now we're going to jump in because we have an exciting guest on the line with us today. This gentleman, I'm going to fully introduce him in a minute, but I want you to understand that he's here today to share some insight with us. But he's also one of our featured speakers at this next year's Mastermind Exchange Virtual Summit. Now you might be saying, Ryan, what's the Mastermind Exchange? And I know if you're asking me what the Mastermind Exchange is, that means you didn't listen to last week's show because we talked about it. But I want to make sure that if this is your first time and I want to welcome you in. And here's a little bit more about the Mastermind Exchange, what you can expect on January 17th. When I was getting started in my business, the one thing I wish I had was a group of professionals who had already had success doing it before to help me along the way. That's why I put together the Mastermind Exchange. We're bringing you professionals and experts to help the next group of entrepreneurs get started in the right way. The more small businesses we can help get it done right, the better it is for every entrepreneur in the marketplace. There will be 13 experts sharing insight and expertise on how you can build a better business for 2020. This virtual summit is totally free to attend, but you must register for access. To save your spot and select your sessions, simply go to www.mxsummit20.com and register. The power of the mastermind is the synergy created when multiple minds come together. So in that vein, don't keep this to yourself. Spread the word and invite your entire team, staff, or friends. We'll see you on January 17th and 18th. There'll be tons of great teachings to help you master business, as well as many giveaways, prizes, and surprises. Register now for the Mastermind Exchange 20 at www.mxsummit20.com. Yes, and I have with us none other than, I'm going to give you his government name, and then I'm going to give you what you probably know him as name. So you may know Dr. Stan Harris, but if you don't, you definitely know Dr. Breakthrough. Dr. Breakthrough is with us today. Dr. Breakthrough, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, thank you. Business is booming, checks is zooming. I'm happy on purpose, just like you. Looking forward to speaking with you and empowering your audience. And I love what you do, by the way. Thank you for your contribution to mankind.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you on here. You know, Dr. Breakthrough and I think we met almost 10 years ago, probably a little over 10 years ago now. And this is a gentleman who I've seen him do phenomenal things in the industry. I've seen him help a lot of people. I actually stood on stage and broke a wooden board at one of his presentations, something I thought I would never do. Had me up there karate chopping stuff. So when he says breakthrough, he's not just saying that. He means it. He definitely will help you break through. So Dr. Stan, Dr. Breakthrough, I'll give you the floor right now. Just tell the people, the listeners who may be new to who you are, explain to them who you are, what Dr. Breakthrough is all about.
Well, thank you again. And, I love what you're doing also with this mastermind as I segue into who I am and so forth. But, one and one is more important than 1 + 1. See, 1 + 1, that's cooperation. That equals 2. But what you're doing with this mastermind, that's 1 and 1, that's 11. That's collaboration, and it's so much more. And so as Dr. Breakthrough, I really love collaborating with other people of like mind so we get more done for the betterment. And my wife, I call her my ABCD, that stands for Adorable Brown Caramel Delight. We say if it's not win, 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 we're not in. But when it's win, 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 we're all the way in. So just so you know, 20 years ago or more, Willie Jolly and I were speaking at Hampton University, and he said to me, Dr. Stan, he said, branding is everything. I know you've got a doctorate in divinity, and PhD in martial arts and a few credits away from Doctor of Naturopathy. He said, but branding, he said, you have more breakthroughs. They say, every time I talk to you, you have enough breakthrough and you explain it better than anybody I know. And he said, you're kind of like the guy when someone needs a breakthrough, like a doctor, you have the prescription. So he said, you need to be called Dr. Breakthrough. And so I looked at him and said, well, it's Dr. Jolly now, but back then just Willie Jolly. So, well, Willie, I appreciate that, man. I'm not sure that that's true, but I promise you I will live the rest of my life to make sure it is. And that branding stuck, and not only did it stick, but I found, in essence, my field of favor, right? The place that I operate that is. And so anyway, so my whole life has been about breaking through the barriers. But, before this, I always thought that barriers are made to stop you. See, I thought that barriers meant, especially if you want to get religious, right, that it must not be the will of God, right? Is this too hard? And then I found out that barriers actually were only made to stop those who are not sincere and only made to stop those who are not committed. But to those of us who are sincerely committed, barriers were made to be broken. And so for these last, 43 years, I've been traveling, preaching all 50 states and 28 countries and do business trainings. I've dedicated my life to educating, empowering, and elevating people to break through any barrier that would hinder their success. And one of the ways I do that is by empowering them to break to the best version, or at least a better version of themselves.
Awesome. And I know during the mastermind exchange, you're going to be talking to those who attend about in order to be, I want to make sure I get it right. In order to be a master, you must first break through the mess. You talk about every master was once a mess. So I don't want you to give all the goodies away, and we have some more we want to talk about in a second, but I want you to just give a sneak peek of what those who register for your workshop at the Mastermind Exchange can look forward to.
Sure. Well, and that is, those who want to aspire to be more. And by the way, my wife and I, we say we aspire to inspire breakthroughs even after we've expired. But sometimes the danger is we look at people who are achieving, we think maybe they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Maybe they got all the breaks in life, right? They got all and no, the more I got around these people that I respected and admired and then all of a sudden they became my colleagues, it dawned on me they were made of the same stuff I'm made of. It's like, and it dawned on me. And so my main message is simple, but yet very profound, and that is every master was once a mess, or at best mediocre. Okay, so let me say it again. You got to let that sink in. Every master, in other words, the people we all look up to the most, every last one of them, there was a time when they were a mess, or at best mediocre. However, therefore, I say this way, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. So every master was once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. Whenever a mess, by the way, becomes a master, you now have a message that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. And that's my story.
I hope you all caught that. If you didn't catch that, you better make sure you get on the Mastermind Exchange Summit so that you can get the full version, and make sure you can go through that. Man, we want to jump into some other stuff, though, because tonight we want to talk about how to empower people to break through. We want to talk about some of those barriers that try to hinder our success. And you have three different ways to help break through those barriers. So let's talk about that for a little bit. And the first one you listed that you want to talk about mentorship. How can mentorship help people break through barriers that are hindering their success?
Well, again, because, the amazing thing is it's amazing when you set up your mind to do something right. It seems like there's barriers, there's roadblocks. And being able to talk to someone or have someone who's been where you haven't been, who's done what you haven't done, but yet who can see in you what you sometimes can't even see in yourself, gives you an incredible advantage. Because a lot of times people, roadblocks of doubt and procrastination and low esteem and all these different things, others' negative opinions, all these different things that cloud our minds and all that. And so finding the right mentors, and I'd like to say a manifesting mentor especially, but finding the right mentors will lead to the fastest, easiest, and most reliable way of mastering any skill. And it's what I call the fast track to success. So let's think about it for a minute. Socrates mentored Plato, and then Plato mentored Aristotle. was Aristotle, who mentored Alexander the Great. Then Andrew Carnegie mentored a guy named Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill mentored W. Clement Stone, and W. Clement Stone mentored Jack Canfield to become the co-author of the $1 billion book series, Chicken Soup for the Soul. It was Benjamin Graham who mentored Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett mentored millions. Dr. Benjamin Mays mentored Dr. Martin Luther King, and of course, Dr. Martin Luther King mentored millions. It was Bill Bailey who mentored Les Brown, and Les Brown mentored millions. Matter of fact, one time he spoke to 80,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia Dome. Bill Bailey also spoke to Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn mentored millions. And before he died, he also mentored a young guy named Tony Robbins, who turned around and mentored tens of millions. I mean, even in the Bible, we see that Moses mentored Joshua, and Joshua mentored 3 million Israelites, and Elijah mentored Elisha, and Elisha mentored the widow woman. Ananias mentored Saul, who became Paul, and Paul mentored a young guy named Timothy, and Jesus mentored disciples. And here's the most powerful part about it. John 14:12, he said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, the works that I do shall you do also, and greater works than these shall you do," meaning that the mentee not just has the potential of doing what the mentor has done, but a mentee has the potential of doubling what the mentor has done. And so here's what I teach the people that I mentor. You know, if you believe like I believe and do like I do, what happens for me can happen for you. Because I'm not the standard, it can happen even better for you. That's my desire, and that's my prayer. And that's one of the breakthrough ways a person can get a breakthrough is having the right mentor. And what you're doing with this mastermind is bringing powerful mentors together, and people get a chance to get exposed to these great trainings and teachings.
Man, that blessed my soul right there. So just the legacy that we're all a part of, we all, and one of the things, that reason I wanted to do this mastermind, because I know as a business owner, sometimes you feel lonely. You feel like you're out there and you're by yourself. Right. And I know there's a lot of things I wish that I had learned, had been taught going along the way. And that's what I wanted to do, bring those people together so we can all, like you said, get that synergy and help build those legacies going forward. So let's go to number 2, man. You talked about mentorship. The number 2 thing that can empower people to break through these barriers is mindset. Talk to us about that.
Yes, mindset is so important. A good friend of mine, Dr. Myron Golden, many years ago, we came up with 2-sentence wealth structure. And it went something like this. Number 1, find out what poor people do, and whatever you do, don't do the same. Then number 2, find out what rich people do, and whatever you do, do the same, period. And it seemed to be working pretty good, but there was something missing. Something was just, and all of a sudden it hit me one day. It's not just doing what rich people do. You have to believe. You have to believe like rich people believe, and then do as they do, and then you get the results. Because sometimes you can do the right thing, but without the right thought process, the right thing doesn't work right. That's right. You don't get the full effect. And so it dawned on me, it's all about the mindset. And, I was sitting down with a multi-billionaire, flown my wife and I out to do some possible work and potential work with him. And so I was asking him, I said, I teach a lot about the millionaire mind. What's the difference between the millionaire mind versus a billionaire mind? He said to me, man, nobody's ever asked me that before. And he said, one thing I can tell you is I've read the book Think and Grow Rich 80 times. I was like, what?
Wow. Wow.
Wait a minute. So think about this. Most people, again, now Think and Grow Rich outside the Bible's produced more millionaires than any other book, but there's a lot of people that haven't even read the book, and many have read the book just once, right, and they think they're doing something. And what he said to me, in essence, was reading it over and over. In other words, allowing that the book, what's in that book, to actually transcend and get and become his mindset. Not some of these things about, but something that literally becomes his mindset. See, I do a thing called the 21-Day Breakthrough Challenge, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But one of the main things is the mindset. And on day number 4, I had a lady say, she said, what I learned on day 4 surpassed everything. She said, as a matter of fact, I'd have paid, just for day 4, I'd have paid 10 times more than what the course you charge. And I was like, wow. So I was like, maybe day 4, I need to let people know more about that. But would you like me to give you a little touch of day 4, which goes along with mindset?
Absolutely.
You got to come back next time. No, okay. All right. Okay. So it goes like this. Once I make up my mind to do something, God will order circumstances to align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops trying. But when I ask, how can I? My mind keeps searching until it finds a way. There is a way, and I will find it. And if not, by the grace of God, I will invent it. See, nothing can resist the human will, which will stake even its existence on the extent of its purpose, according to Benjamin Disraeli. So having that mindset, see, successful people that break through, it's not just about having the right mentors, but then you got to have the right mindset. By the way, the mentor is often the one that will help you to readjust and get the right mindset and get the right mindset and attitude, which, by the way, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't get anywhere until you fix it. And so I've got what's called a daily attitude adjuster, a breakthrough attitude adjuster. Let me just very briefly, about 2.5 minutes, give that to you. And it goes like this. Wow, what a great day to be alive. I feel dynamite. I like me. I accept me. I love me. I'm going to have a super fantastic day today because I'm too blessed to be depressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Too glad to be sad. Too anointed to be disappointed. I'm too elated to be agitated. Too grounded to be confounded. And too legit to quit. Circumstances are aligning themselves in my favor. I am healthy, physically fit, and intellectually equipped. I have wisdom far beyond my years. I'm an extraordinary person with incredible abilities, which I will use to add value to others' lives, knowing that as I empower others to reach their dreams, I will automatically reach my own. I anticipate meeting the person or group of people today who are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to empower me to achieve my dreams. All day long, people will go out of their way to bless me. Today, I will add great value to someone's life. I will show compassion to those in need. I will give strength to the weak and inspiration to the weary. Someone needs what I have to offer, and I gladly make myself available. I embrace abundance. It embraces me. I'm abundant in every good way. I am an abundance magnet. I like money. It likes me. It's attracted to me. It comes abundantly from many sources. I circulate God's money wisely because it's a tool to help those in need. And it's also a way of keeping score how many people's lives are added value to. Money comes freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. And I'm going to stop there because if they want to hear the rest, they got to attend the summit, my brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to say you're giving too much. But we want to get into the last one is methods. We want to finish up with that. Share with us. You talked about methods. We talked about the mentorship. We talked about the mindset, and we talked about, now we're going to talk about the methods. So Dr. Breakthrough, talk to us about the methods.
Yes. And so one of the things is, people say to me a lot of times, well, I tried so-and-so, but it didn't work. And I always say, you can't prove that something didn't work. You can only prove that you didn't work it right. You didn't work it long enough. See, so there's something about having powerful methods, and methods, by the way, are constantly evolving. And so that's one of the things I love again about this mastermind you're doing. But some of the methods, one of the things I came up with is a 21-day breakthrough challenge, where simply think about this now. Everybody's busy, but everybody has 3 to 5 minutes a day. And so I boiled down, I distilled 43 years of my life, my best teaching, my best thought process on breakthrough, distilled it down painstakingly into 21 3 to 5 minute videos that people get access to. And so here's what happens. You hit something with a hammer once or twice, it might not break. But guess what? 21 days in a row, something's going to break. And so people have been getting incredible breakthroughs because it's not overwhelming. I mean, even sometimes a book is overwhelming to somebody. But a 3-minute video, 4-minute video, some days it's only 2 minutes. Most is 5 minutes. And just daily. It's a new method. And some people, of course, they're more auditory, and some are kinesthetic, some are visual. But they're getting to the power. As someone said, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, video's worth 1,000 pictures, right? And so that's what we put together. And I know our time is coming to a close, but I just want to say this. that you can learn methods, but here's the thing. The most important thing is not so much the methods that you learn, but it's the implementation of the methods. Excuse me. So implementation will lead to a great breakthrough when you have the right mentorship, the mental shift, and methods.
Man, awesome. I want you to give some information, some contact information to our listeners. Let them know how they can follow you, get more information, and even sign up for your 21-day breakthrough challenge.
All righty. Well, first of all, I got a 24/7 breakthrough hotline, information line, 646-653-1831. That's 646-653-1831. And the person can call that 24/7, 646-653-1831. You can check out www.21daybreakthroughchallenge.com. That's 21daybreakthroughchallenge.com. There's a powerful little 3-minute, actually 2.5-minute video you have to watch. I'm doing this metaphor. It'll just blow your mind, and it'll give you some ideas also on some things. Whoever watches, they just love it. So again, www.21, that's 21daybreakthroughchallenge.com, 21daybreakthroughchallenge.com. And you can also dial 646-653-1831. My name is Dr. Stan Harris. They call me Dr. Breakthrough. I believe in you. I want to see you. I want to see you somewhere around the world. Let me come and speak for your group. But let's start by coming to the mastermind, checking us out online. And we're going to have a great collaboration with different thought leaders and powerful people who are going to pour into your purpose to empower you to prosper. Ryan, thank you, man. You the brother like no other. You the master of disaster. Can't say it no faster. You too strong to be weak, too sweet to be sour. You can't take credit as all God's power.
Man, I thank you so much. I really thank you. You've been a great guest. Great to have you. And I just can't wait to hear more of what you're going to share at the Mastermind Exchange. So again, make sure you go ahead and sign up for that at www.mxsummit20.com. Thank you very much. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. If you liked it, tell someone else about it. Go ahead and share it out. And also make sure you click that subscribe button and follow us and listen to every week's episode. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene. You can reach me at www.ryancgreene.com. Follow me on all social media at Raji Speaks. I look forward to working with you, talking to you soon. And just remember, if the best part about going to work is getting off of work, it's time to become a passionpreneur.